Welcome everyone to MarkWHO77. That's right, MarkWHO77, the show where we talk all about British comics and 77 publishing. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ben Cullis. Hey, Ben.
Hey Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. For those who watch the show regularly, you'll see one person missing. Vicky is in Disneyland. Woohoo! She's having fun.
Is she
Well,
working there or is she just visiting?
oh no, she's visiting. And actually, as we speak, she's probably driving back. So I hope she had a good time and I gave her the show off so she can, have fun. So Ben, we're doing the show. We've got a great show for everyone. It's all about This Comic is Haunted, isn't it right?
Absolutely. So it's Halloween special.
Ooh.
We're kickstarting on the Friday the 13th. Okay. Woo.
Ooh, and you know what? They're watching this because this is coming out on Friday the 13th, so it's perfect. And guys, if
Great
there are
stuff.
any mistakes or any boo-boos, that's because of the magic going off
That's right.
screwing us
And
up.
we've got the creative force behind it. We've got Dave Heeley, otherwise known as the Grey Phantom,
That's
and
right.
his art editor extraordinaire. No, no, he's been on this show many times. Andrew
Yeah,
Richmond. Really
yeah.
looking forward to catching up with these two. We've had a very busy summer, but as we head towards autumn, it's all focused on Haunted. It's going to be a double edition. Dave's really excited about it. He's going to give us a run through. We're going to talk about the Kickstarter. There's some fantastic rewards available. So if you're seeing this on the Kickstarter video, fantastic. Join us later tonight at 8:30 p.m. We're having a pre-launch show and
Yeah.
we'll leave a link on this video.
Sounds like a great idea. All right, so I guess we're going to start. Should we bring them out?
Fantastic.
All right,
Okay, let's see if they're here.
let's see. So, hey, Dave and Andrew, how you guys doing today?
Hi, Mark. Good evening. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Ben. Hi, Andy. Yeah, really good
Hey
here. Thank you.
guys.
Andrew, you look spiffy today. You don't look like you're faded and freezing and stuff. That's really cool.
I think,
Last episode,
yeah, I think we've put an extra pound coin into our meter,
that's
our
cool.
Wi-Fi meter. Maybe crank the handle a little bit down in the West Country.
All right.
Um, it wasn't the last time we were on the show. It was
Yeah.
you were
Okay.
dropping in and out.
Let's get right to it. Let's talk This Comic is Haunted for why don't we go to Dave, the editor? Dave, tell us a little about This Comic is Haunted for the
Yeah, sure.
Halloween
There's been
special.
a there's been a it's been a bit of a while since issue three. This comic is haunted has always sold really well. It's been incredibly popular, and the feedback's been fantastic. But the one biggest bit of feedback we had from it was that the stories weren't long enough. So we had a choice of continuing with the 6 monthly biannual format or going huge for Halloween. And that's what we've done this time. So this Halloween is Haunted will be coming out. It's going to be over 60 pages. It's going to be a flip book as well. We've decided to do it in an interesting fashion, thanks to the amazing art editor and my right-hand man, Andy.
Doing the,
So we're going to have basically two covers with stories connecting in the middle with a wonderful story by Andy and Dave Thomas. Joining it all together. So
Dave,
yeah, I'm
who's done the
really looking
covers,
forward
mate?
to it.
Who's done the covers? Because we're going to show them right
Yeah,
now.
the primary cover is by Simon Hall, who's did the variant cover for issue three, an absolutely fantastic artist. But he basically asked me what I wanted, and I said I'd like something reminiscent of The Evil Dead and something reminiscent of Fright Night, and he's just absolutely blown it away. I think it's the best thing that I've ever had a part in, anyway. And for the reverse cover, we've got Diseased Mind. That's James Fletcher. His artwork that appeared on a glow in the dark green t-shirt designed from issue two of This Comic is Haunted as well.
Mm.
So the two
That was
together
a
look
very
just
limited
absolutely
edition
beautiful.
T-shirt, wasn't it? I think if I know right, if I'm right, Dave, that's coming out as one of the special rewards as well. People can
Yeah,
pre-order that T-shirt.
absolutely. It's that limited. I actually had it taken off my back at Lawless 2 years ago. Someone begged me for it, so I
I think
actually
I
just
saw them wearing
returned.
it, and you hadn't even washed it, if I
Well,
remember
that that
correctly.
that's on them. That wasn't on me. It was clean that day. That's
Well,
all
if
I
they're
can say.
watching, maybe they'll message us.
But it was very
it
popular.
was
Dave, I
screaming
have a
out to
question.
use the cover. Yeah, screaming out to use the cover. So
So, Andy, what does Dave mean by a flip book? Because you're the art editor, so do you want to give
Right.
us a little bit of info on that?
Let's talk
So
about
we're
that.
gonna. I'm not. I'm trying to think of the references. I'm not sure where we've got it from. We basically start with our normal cover. We have 30 odd pages.
Mhm.
What we're doing is we've got myself and David have written a Grey Phantom Haunted History that you get. That's sort of the end of the first comic, but then you open it up to the center spread, and it's got a poem, a lost Lovecraft poem that David and I have created in a full psychedelic color. But it reads one way and then sort of stops, and you have to then spin it and you carry on. But you then go to the front, turn it over, you've got Diseased Minds cover, 30 stories, another Grey Phantom black and white, and you open it and you've got the poem, but right way up. So it's
I have a question. I have a question about this.
go.
Because I know that, when we, the perks and stuff, they're a digital copy, right? There's gonna be a digital copy available. Are you gonna, I mean, I'm only going because I want to be funny here. Are you gonna have the second half of the page upside down in the digital copy?
You're gonna have to flip your phone.
And then when you
Yeah,
try,
you
no,
have to
but when you
phone
flip your
around.
when you flip your tablet, the picture flips. So you'll have to,
No,
you'll
we-
have to read it upside down.
But damn it, you can't get it the right way around. It keeps
Right.
flipping.
And that's where I'm going with this.
Like King Richard, you have to hang upside down, or like
Okay.
the Count.
Okay.
That's right.
So
It's
the
for
digital
people
copy.
hanging upside down.
The digital
think we
copy is
might
the Dracula version. The digital
we
copy.
Or
might
isn't the Falling
That's
Tarot
right, yeah.
cards is upside down as well? That's
we
what's
might
in
do
the
the
Through
authentic.
the magic of Transylvania, we will get it working.
I think you'll have the authentic version and then potentially the
Yeah.
reader's version.
Thank
So
you.
we've also got as well, Mark, I'm just going to chip in here because we're going to do this bit, going to the artwork as well. We've got some incredible, so this artwork you mentioned on the cover, I'm going to a con on Saturday, the where are we, 14th
Mhm.
at Bedford. And is it right that I'm going to be picking up some amazing artwork, which is going
Yeah,
to be an exclusive
Simon
reward?
has messaged me earlier and he said he'd love for us to be able to sell it via the Kickstarter. So one
That's
of our lucky
incredible.
readers will be able to own that. And it may well be me because I think it's just absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. It's like-
So if you're watching this just prior to the Kickstarter, be aware we've got a launch event. We're going to be previewing this stuff. You're going to be able to see it. You can join us on a call. And if you go to the Kickstarter at that point, you'll see it there. And there's only one of these, so you have to be quick. Okay.
Absolutely. And that's besides all the other fantastic pieces of artwork we have available. I believe Ian Stopfus donating a lot of the artwork from his story. He's literally doing 12 pages of fully painted artwork in this issue over 2 stories. There's going to be A5 ACO cards, various sketches been offered as well. The usual thing. It's something that the 77 Publishing do every single time, and it's always incredibly popular. But there's always people out there who might not know that we do this. And I can highly recommend getting in there.
And Dave, that's why I think when we chatted about the Kickstarter, we wanted to make sure that people coming new to this will also be able to get, whether it's digital or the print format. The bundles are going to be like just great value, aren't they? So people can come.
Oh yeah,
in.
we always massively discount the bundles because we want people to buy our latest product, and then those who've never had it before can just get the whole thing together. And especially with the digital files, they can just literally get it instantaneously as soon as the Kickstarter's ready to publish.
So when do you think that the backers are going to get their copies, Dave? What's your feeling about that?
Well, I mean, the anticipation is Halloween, obviously. There's no reason why there can't be. I've got a hell of a lot of the artwork already in, and the stuff I'm waiting from are people who are very trustworthy. So I would anticipate us going to print roughly the end of the first week of October, perhaps, which would get us it all in and out in time for Halloween. So yeah, absolutely.
Now I've read the entire 77 publishing library, and I gotta say everything has been amazing. So guys, if you want a great horror anthology, don't run out, but go to the Kickstarter campaign and get this book. Isn't that right, guys?
Yeah, and the thing is as well, we do cater to everyone's taste because myself and Andy are massive fans of classic horror, but also I'd like to think modern horror as well. I've been watching it all day long today on my day off. And so you do have a situation where in the comic we have got classic black and white strips, we've got absolutely eye-popping color strips. There's everything you can imagine. We don't just follow to just a strict genre. You've got classic horror, you've got modern slasher horror, everything that you could imagine. If you're into horror, everything is catered for there.
But we've also got this crazy exploitation idea of flipping the book. So it's sort of like a William Castle kind of a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that because like people are going to pick it up and just like go, oh, okay. And it's like,
Yeah.
how do we do this?
And the
Yeah.
fact is
And
double.
I think it's fair, isn't it? Because what we're doing here is you get two covers,
Yeah.
but because it's going to attract, because of the double size of it, it's going to attract a slightly higher price than we have previously. I don't think there was the need for us to feel like we wanted to push variant covers because you're getting two
And
covers.
that's why we've had the two covers on it, but obviously it's
Yeah.
much easier. Plus, as well as that, while it's more expensive than a single issue, I think it still works out cheaper than two issues together. So
Oh,
I think you know, I think
Yeah.
there's plenty of value in amongst that, and I'm hoping with the amount of pages we've got, we'll be able to get perfect bound as well. So it will
Yeah.
sit nicely on your
Dave, I have a
shelves
question.
as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fantastic. And the repros we've always had of all the issues that we've ever done have always come out so glossy and really really looking fantastic. And Andy does an amazing job at editing the art, so it's going to be great.
Oh,
Dave, I
just
have
to
a
check.
question.
So it
I
is
have a
it's
question.
standard oversize as well. Sorry.
Standard
But
standard
right.
oversized for British fans. It's going to be the same size as 2000 AD. American and
Right.
European fans, metal hurlant and heavy metal.
So I was gonna ask Dave a question. Because it's double-sided, do we have more stories or longer stories?
I would, yeah, much longer stories. The average story length will be between 8 and 10 pages. We've got a few little one shot 4 pages or so on, but yeah, there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more bang for your buck, which is what some people had asked for continually over the years with us. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Do we have the continuing story of Drummer from Hell? Because that's like my favorite.
Still waiting on Alan for that,
Oh.
unfortunately. When Alan is well enough or back from his travels and sends us the script in, we will get straight onto it. Yeah.
Okay. But it's still planned on.
It's not cancelled. Anything that's been
Okay.
in before is not cancelled. It's all a
Excellent.
matter of
Excellent.
sort of juggling people's times. Obviously, with the 77 publishing, a lot of the people who work for us are complete freelancers and they are working full time in other jobs, raising families and so on and so forth. So therefore, we're all dependent on their time. And a lot of our creators are also of a vintage age as well, who don't have perhaps the time that some of us young whippersnappers might have.
Who is contributing to this issue? What do we have to look forward to?
Well, we have Ian Stopforth and Joe Heeley, my sister, continuing with the Horace Moss Investigates the Screaming Skull. That will conclude in that. That's 10 pages of Ian Stopforth fully painted art, and I've seen it and it's just absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah. We've got some lovely strips by new writers to the publishing house. We've got a strip by Mark Spencer and Age Hughes, which is really interesting. We've got another strip that's drawn by Age Hughes, which is written by newcomer Alexis Savage, which is going to be interesting. That'll be an ongoing story. That's Amy Kane. That's going to be a sort of Lovecraftian cosmic horror story. We've got some fantastic Damien Edwardson art by Craig Douglasson, another newcomer to the 77 stable. And that's just blown me away completely. We've got 2 self-contained Van Helsing stories by John Short and Adam Jakes, which are real fun. We've got Gary Burley and Dan Pollard continuing with The Hand of God. We've got obviously Andy and Dave Thomas's beautiful mosaic in the middle. It's going to tie everything together. We've also got a strip written by myself that I'm really looking forward to. I've been trying to get it published for many years, and it's finally come together, and that's El Hombre Sin Alma, and that's The Man with No Soul.
I'm going to put that on the screen
spaghetti
right now.
Western gothic horror story. So, and it's actually written by Giuseppe D'Elia, who's Italian, and he's over the moon to be able to draw something spaghetti Western. And I've just had the final art come in for it today, and it's mind-blowing. It's the best thing I've had come through for me so
and
far.
Apparently this is going to fit in 60 pages.
60 pages.
Yeah, it's a minimum of 60 pages.
Okay.
It is a double-sided issue. Like I say, there's a lot of bang for your buck there.
Good. Excellent.
As the
Andrew.
publisher, I'm freaking out if you're saying it might be more than 60 pages. As long as it goes up in 4s, we don't mind.
Exactly. That's where adverts come in.
Andrew, will you be doing lettering in this? Because I noticed, in the last few issues, you've been listed as letterer.
Yeah, of course.
Hope so.
Yeah, that's part of what I do.
So you have fun with it.
Yeah, no, what is fun is getting the mag ready and off to print, the comic ready and off to go. Because the lettering is an important part and it's integral. But a lot of the time, though, the artists do allow for the lettering, but then we do get half of it in finished. So sometimes I end up coloring them as well, or adding special effects and bits and pieces. So it's not.
Give us a technical piece of advice here, then, Andy, with regards to, for example, if an artist this is not necessarily with our productions, but someone who's thinking about, how they go about doing this kind of thing. Do you want to discuss very briefly layering and effects layering and lettering and coloring just within a minute, if you can ever just do that for a minute?
The important thing to realize is when you start drawing a comic, you have to look at the script and allow where the writer says text, balloon, whatever. And if you leave that, and then when you come to pencil it and ink it, it's already there. I mean, when I do mine, I often letter it first. So I've got all the lettering in, and then I'll add the pencils and inks and colors. So as Ben says, it's layering. And then you can go in and tweak it all. So I've got files with everything on that's all live text, live imagery. A lot of my art myself is created on the iPad, and I can then export it, stick it on, and if the lettering's not working, I can adjust it, clean it up a little bit.
So as perspective as a art editor, what type of files do you more prefer to receive the work on? Is it TIFFs or PNGs or CYMKs or?
It's great to get them in as TIFFs. A lot of the artists send them as 600 DPI. We don't print at 600 DPI. The printers don't print at that, but it's a good practice to get into because it means your art is big and crisp. But then what we often have to do is reduce it down and ready for print. So 300 DPI at print size with bleed added is always preferable. Cool. But yeah, JPEGs, TIFFs, PNGs, I've had them all. Used to be bitmaps. People used to love sending bitmaps years ago, which I think someone just said, use a bitmap, and people copied. But PDFs. I've had some artwork sent in as PDFs. We can just strip them out. I've got all the kit to do that. We add bleed a lot of the time as well. So sometimes the artwork is sent in without what we call bleed. So you need to add a little bit of extra, top and bottom, 5mm. It's very interesting, Ben.
And that's to do with the printing registration and then the cut, the actual physical cut
also,
of the paper.
Sometimes we get things, we have to change the proportion from American format to our 77 format. So sometimes to add bleed or try and recreate this. When I was doing,
blaming me, are you blaming my people right here for a different format? Are you blaming me?
Well, we are getting more and more submissions from the colonies. So it's...
there you go. That's my peeps. Yeah.
I was going to say when we did Penny Pentagram, I took pages from the 77 and I had to reformat it to American format.
Yeah.
Which just shuffle it all around and give it a good little tidying. But yeah, it's all the fun. All the fun of the fair, and it's often added to the fact that the printers going, can we have those PDFs now? And we're like, well, we just got the artwork in and I've got to letter it. And I think we need to color it as well. And it's Monday morning. Or Sunday night.
Dave, it's quite a short Kickstarter, this.
Yeah, I think we're just going 3 weeks, aren't we?
3 weeks?
17 days. 17
17
days.
days.
2
Less.
weeks and over 3 weekends. It's just
It's all
because of the
we need.
deadline.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this for the first time and it's getting towards, where are we? So we start on the 13th. If you're around the 27th and 28th of September, you only got a day or two to get your pledges in. So don't leave it past that.
Yeah.
Although, of course,
once you get your payday, get in there.
Yeah, it's going payday. Absolutely.
I hope everyone's noticed our launch date as well, which is
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Yeah. Do you want to take bets on what percentage will hit within 2 hours?
Don't know, but we always do 125%. I don't know why. 125 is like a typical thing. I think. Well, I can tell you. I'll let Dave and Andy go with a percentage in the first 2 hours. Then I'll say my bit afterwards.
What do you guys think? Because I know in the launch party we're always like we're taking bets. Let's preempt those bets. Let's get them out now. What do you think, Andrew?
Middle of the month, so I am always happy with if anything around 50% is amazing within 2 hours.
Yeah, within 2, and it's been done. It's been done with this.
We've never failed on a Kickstarter yet.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
And I don't plan on starting now.
What kind of perks we're talking? What kind of perks for this?
Books, T-shirts, ACO cards, limited edition, single black and white, single character, sketches, artwork, cover artwork, pints of blood from Dave. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, well, the pints of blood, that's important.
Everything you can imagine.
All right.
Mine have little vials.
Oh, yeah.
Vial of blood.
I wouldn't drink it, though.
No.
The little pinky. There we go.
Yeah.
You're quilling it.
All right. Well, I am so excited about this book, and I can't wait. Guys, if you're watching, definitely support the group, support 77 Publishing, and get this book. This Comic is Haunted, issue 4, the flip book. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys. Any last words about This Comic is Haunted?
Any last words? This sounds rather daunting.
I just want to thank everyone who does back us, and if you keep pledging, we'll keep producing.
Yeah.
All right. So on behalf of myself, Ben Cullis, Dave Heeley, and Andrew Richmond, we're gonna leave you. Go buy this book. Bye.